The complicated mess of circadian optimization, part 3. If I work out in the morning, then I'm using part of the daily available energy for my workout. If I then do not nap afterwards, I usually spend the rest of the day in ultradian lower states. Whereas if I work out in the evening, especially if my body actually expected a morning workout, then my alertness is so high during the day that it's almost unbearable. Especially if I then also cannot really eat because I'm just not that hungry, because my body does not really need food because I already ate the day before and I did not do much activity during the day. Thus, I also prolong basically my circadian day by also delaying my nutrient intake, which then if I do not sleep later in order to keep a certain amount of fasted hours or meal plus then additional activity between, well, the meals and the sleeping, then this either reduces my sleep quality significantly up to the point where I cannot really be sure if the next day I actually will again wake up in the state I am used to wake up in. But instead I could wake up in a already lower circadian state, effectively as if I already had been awake maybe for 6 hours, maybe for 12 hours. If I work out in the evening, then the main problem is that I cannot work out and then eat. Because if I work out in the evening, and let's just say I am also sleeping at night, then I have to eat before, because otherwise the activity does not basically shorten my needed fasting window before I then can optimally sleep. Which now means, if I work out only once in a day, and it is the evening, that I basically almost fast all day up until the point where I am very hungry, but because my glycogen stores probably are still quite full, I cannot eat that many carbs. So eating cheaply with basically lots of grains is then not so much possible. It would cause me to have then way too many carbs in my system. But still then, I need to basically eat as much as the body wants for the whole day. Because if I then train in the evening, I cannot really eat afterwards, because otherwise I again would either need additional activity, which frankly just does not really make sense, to again maybe work out for, let's just say, a 20-minute run. Or I would need to fast. But usually it's way more reliable, at least for me, if I actually again work out after my last meal. Such that after my last meal, ideally activity happens, and not just activity, but actually sport, for at least 20 minutes. That basically takes the carbs that would otherwise maybe be overflowing in my bloodstream, and therefore makes eating a somewhat average diet safer, while simultaneously optimizing then my sleep. But if I just work out once in the morning, then I also still need to have additional activity during the day, because I then eat earlier. If I eat earlier,